Hey everyone, I have started ACOTAR. I think this is my very first fantasy series that I've ever delved into. Fantasy is not necessarily my favorite drama. I do really like magical realism. But wow, this is incredible. I know there's a lot of controversy around if it's good, if there's better things, if the author has written better books. But as a person who has not really delved into this genre before, my cat's moving my tripod again. I'm able to understand it, which is a big deal to me. One of my biggest fears around fantasy is that I'm not going to be able to comprehend what on earth is going on. But so far, I'm able to keep the characters separated and the different types of fae. I think I'm like 75% of the way through at this point. And I know from some social media type things that there's a Team Tamlin and a Team Lucian, and that there's some reason to not be on Team Tamlin, but I don't know why. Or is it Team Resend, which I am absolutely not on his team at all. But I really like Tamlin. So far, so good with him. I don't know why Farah wouldn't like him or what's going on with them. Maybe that develops later in the series. I don't know. But yeah, so this is going to be one of those vlogs where it's hard to talk a lot about what's going on because it is a series and there's that, fear of spoilers. But I'm going to try to keep it as generic as possible and give my ratings. So far, I'm feeling like this is at least a good 4-star, 4.5. And I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow. We shall see. So, yeah. If you don't know Farah, she unalives a fairy. She doesn't know, or a fae. She doesn't realize that she has, but the punishment for that is to go live in the land of the fae forever. Until she passes away or she herself gets unalived right away and she chooses to go live with the fae. And yeah, the world building happens a lot in this book. I don't feel like there's too many spoilers. I just don't want to tell the story and then not have somebody potentially read it when it's extremely beneficial to read or listen to it. So I will catch up with you when I get it done. Hey guys, so I finished it. Pop, there we go. A Court of Thorns and Roses. Holy cow. So much happened here. First off, I gave it 4 stars. Second of all, okay, I know that I'm not a fantasy reader, or like this is my first time fantasy reading something fantasy. And okay, so the trials that Farah has to go through, it's not a disappointment for me. I just thought that like the 3 different trials would be like the rest of the series. No. We get them all done in this one book. I just like the book wasn't slow in the beginning, but it wasn't also super fast. It's kind of like it started off at like steady pacing, and then the end of it is like, oh, we're just gonna do like all these trials now. I'm like, okay, so now I'm curious what the other books are like, and I haven't read the back of any of them. I haven't really looked into it. I'm literally reading the series because I've heard how good it is, and I'm just like, sure, I will give it a try. Like if something's being raved about, I'll give it a go. I'm very, very impressed with some of the Scottish elements that have been pulled in here. Some of the Beauty and the Beast elements. I was really impressed with that. And there's some mythology in here as well that I noticed. I'm not very good about remembering like specific things, but I remember that they're there. I remember as I was reading it, I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, that's in reference to this. I really like it when books pull from other countries, other cultures, history, and then they've wrapped it up in this nice, neat little package, and voila, here's a book. So I believe in my previous clip, which I just did. I just filmed that last night because like I wanted to do something kind of like on how I was thinking my thoughts before I finished it, and not really liking Resand, and I still don't overall. But I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be some redemption for his character because of how he assists Feyre. We shall see. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I guess I'll find out because I'm going to be starting this big whopper very soon. Probably tomorrow is my hope. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through this. It's the holiday season as I'm filming, so we shall see. I have heard that the thin book, the thin blue one, the novella, is good for not necessarily Christmas, but like the winter solstice. So I'm going to see what I can get done with this book and the next one so I can read that, the thinner one, still in December. I'm also very curious. It's one of those Outlander things, like if you know, you know. I'm very curious. I haven't looked at any publication dates as to when A Court of Thorns and Roses was published. Actually, I guess I can look at it right now. That will cure my curiosity. Okay, no, first published in 2015. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying this, or maybe it's the other way around, is in the 9th Outlander book, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, there is this character named Amaranthus that most of us in the fandom, or at least the people that I talk to, and it seems like a good number of other people, we don't like her. We think there's something fishy going on with her. There's just something not right. So I was wondering if Amarantha from this book was based off of Amaranthus from Outlander, but now I'm wondering if Diana Gabaldon has read A Court of Thorns and Roses and took the character from here and turned her in, well, not turned her, but like if Amaranthus in Outlander is based off of Amarantha in here. I'm very curious now. Anyway, I will check in with you guys as I'm reading this. I will probably not wait until the very end because do you see this thing? Like, if you haven't read this yourself, do you see this giant thing? It's huge. So, granted, I have, once again, read Outlander, and this is shorter than Outlander, but still, yeah. So, I'm not going to do, like, just an end of the viewer vlog. I will make sure I talk to you guys before that. Hey, guys. So, I need to hold my arm up here. This is a big book. I'm about a third of the way through, and I am really enjoying this so far. I feel like Tamlin and Resand are like the angels on Feyre's shoulder. You know, like good angel and then bad angel or devil or whatever. Because they're so totally opposite from each other. And they treat Feyre in such opposite ways and in opposite choices that they make. I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. But, how to do that, how to keep it spoiler free. But with the growth that Feyre is allowed, depending on who she's with, is causing her to have to kind of like choose who she wants to be and what she wants to do. So I do feel like this is kind of slow, but at the same time, we need that slowness. It's not very slow. Things are happening, and we are learning things. I guess I would just kind of like some action, hopefully soon. But we need this so that we can build the world, so that we can build Feyre and her character. Like, her character arc, even just in, like, the first third of the book, is huge. So, and we're learning about different things. Some of Resand's friends, Resand's past. Thinking about any other characters that we're fleshing out here. I think there's a big one so far. I don't know at this point if I'm Team Tamlin or Team Resand. I think it's going to have to depend on if I find out that Resand is sincere in his actions and sincere with how he and Feyre are played out in this story. I'm trying to keep my words so vague and it's hard. Yeah, so that's where I'm at for now. I'm very excited to read the rest of it. So I guess I will talk to you when I have an update, when I'm like 60-65% of the way through. Hey guys, I finished it. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. I loved the first book. I know there's a lot of like people who don't like the first book. Other people love the first book. I enjoyed it because it was a good story. I love this book. Rhysand can stand right up next to Jamie Fraser as far as I'm concerned. I now have 2 very strong main male characters that I just love reading about. And yeah, so my original plan was to come back on and talk to you guys around the 60-ish% mark. But I realized as I was getting close to that, like 60-70%, that we were doing a lot of character and world building and the plot was moving forward. And trying to keep this spoiler free, I didn't really feel like I could comment on a lot without giving anything away. Granted, I like still wanted to come on and talk, but oh, here's my cat. Let's see how much she knocks down. Or gets into. She's a very naughty cat. I love her very much, but yes. So I was, how do I put this? I love what we find out about Rhys and Feyre towards the end of the book, like the last probably like quarter, third, something like that. I was floored. I was texting a friend of mine who has read the series before me, and I flat out told her, if somebody would have told me that I would have gotten interested in this series as much as what I have, I probably would have laughed at them. Like, for real. I had heard good things. Fantasy isn't really something I go after. I wanted to give it a try. I love the covers. I am a sucker for a good cover. And yeah, I'm blown away by how absolutely invested I am in this series. And then to find the thing that we find out, I was just like, I felt like a cheerleader where the pom-poms going, yes, yes. And then we have the ending, which I had no idea it was going to twist this way. There was a particular character who shall remain nameless that I thought for sure we were done with. I thought maybe he'll show up in the last book. Maybe he'll have a small role. Nope. And I officially despise this character. If you have read this book and you see I have finished the second book, then you probably know who I'm talking about. I don't like this character. I want very bad things to happen to this character. I also had a moment of panic when certain events happened towards the end of this book. I was not okay, and then I found out like that they weren't as bad as what I thought. So I'm going to turn this into 2 vlogs. I'm going to finish this one here. So if you enjoy chatting with me about these books, please watch for an upcoming vlog with the last 2 big books and the novella that is sandwiched in between them. And I will talk to you then. Happy reading, everyone.